This is the Pro Filler for Fine Hair from Frieda. Don't waste your money. Just don't waste your money. Hi, I hope you're all well. If you are new around here, then hello, it is lovely to meet you. And if you are returning, then thank you very fucking much for coming back. My name is Alana and I'm a 36-year-old lady living in Scotland, and that is where the accent is from. And on this channel, we predominantly talk all things beauty, hair care, skincare, lifestyle, travel-y, bloggery, vloggery, bullshit, but with a liberal sprinkling of sarcasm, cynicism, and some might say honesty thrown in on top. On this channel, I like to be a bit cutthroat, and some might see that as negativity, but in all honesty, I just like to tell you when I think something is shit, worth buying, or worth spending your money on. So this is my monthly roundup for March. I've been doing loads of stuff in March. There is a Prague vlog coming, if it's not already up. Then, you know, it'll be in the corner. If not, then it will be coming. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, all that YouTuber bullshit, and let's just get into this. So first up, as I was saying, we went to Prague. We went to Prague at the very end of the month, as you see this, pretty much from, I don't know, Mother's Day was it? Well actually we went for 5 days, 4 nights, if you want to be roundabout about it. But we fucking loved it. We had such a good time. We did take baby Jack with us. He is going to be a year old as I film this. He is not yet a year old, but there's not long to go. So I just thought I would let you know, I'm going to put the vlog up anyway, but if anybody has ever been thinking, you know, will I travel with a child? Just go for it. Just absolutely go for it. I had quite a lot of people messaging me over on Instagram being like, oh my God, I've always wanted to do it. I'm just so worried about doing it. You know, people who had toddlers, people who hadn't been abroad with their child yet. And I just have to say, you have to just go for it. I'm not going to claim that it's completely stress-free and make out like everything is rainbows and fucking butterflies, because it's not. But let me tell you something, sharing the experiences that I did with Jack and Alan while we were away for those 5 days were absolutely fucking worth it. There was way less negative points than there was positive points. Pros and cons, that's what I mean to say. There was way more pros than there was cons. Yes, he was a little bit grumpy on one of the flights home, but otherwise he was an absolute dream. He is just a little man of the moment. Like, I just adore him. Obviously I adore him, he's my son, but it's just wonderful. So if you have had any apprehensive thoughts about going away with your child, or you've got a baby and you're not sure about it, and if you want me to do a video on that, like how it went, what all happened and things like that, then please let me know, because I might even do like a sit down thing with Alan and talk about the fact that we have now been on 3 trips with Jack and he's not even a year old yet, and we love it. But with all that aside, I bought 2 new books at the airport. I did kind of mention this during the vlog, so as I say, that will be up and coming and I'll give you a little bit more of an insight. But any of you following me will know that I am not into woo-woo. I am pretty cynical. I'm quite a negative Nancy a lot of the time. But I'm going to be honest with you, I am heading back to work this week as I film this. And I feel like I needed a headspace of like, I can do this. I feel like in recent months, maybe even years before Jack was here, I've got myself into a kind of place where I cannot like see the wood for the trees. Like, I just think I'm not deserving of things. I think like as if, oh, I'm not going to do that because what's the point? Because nobody would watch it anyway, blah, blah, blah. And even though I'm sitting here on YouTube and I do Instagram and all that kind of stuff as well, I have crippling self-doubt. Absolutely crippling self-doubt. Even though I'm sitting here and you probably think, oh, you seem quite confident talking to a camera, I am essentially talking to myself at this point. So why would I be worried about doing that? Anyway, my point is I am heading back to work, and since having Jack, I feel like I can't like write a list and get through a list anymore. I feel like my head is so fucking hate 'em, scare 'em. And I know I've seen a lot of people talk about things like adult ADHD and all that kind of thing. I do not think I have that. But I do think with parenthood brings hate 'em, scare 'em brain. Like absolute brain of like, I have got these things to do today. And then you look at your list and you think, I done 2 things. What the fuck happened with the rest of my day? Where has my day went? Where is my time management? And I used to be really good at that, especially in my work as a nurse. I was really, really good at prioritizing and really, really good at time management. And I am very, very nervous about going back to work because I feel like I have lost those capabilities. So, for 2 reasons, I decided to buy these books. I bought them at the airport. This one I am now about halfway through, and actually, I'm finding it quite enlightening. Now, don't get me wrong, this is Manifest 7 Steps to Living Your Best Life. I fucking hate it. I hate the title. I hate the idea of it. It makes me feel like horrible. But when I started reading it, I just had this mindset of I need to be a little bit more positive in my life and positive about myself and the job that I'm doing as a mum and basically going back to work. And when I put all the effort into this as well, like YouTube, it is a hobby, but I put a lot of effort into it. So I need to be a little bit more positive and confident within myself. What I've found, I'm probably about 4 chapters into this, is a lot of it is really helpful from the standpoint of, I feel like this really tells you, like, if you are being negative and down on yourself, then you're almost not going to let yourself have nice things. And I have lots of nice things. I don't mean materialistic things. I mean, you're not going to let yourself have the I can do this attitude. And that's what I feel I've been lacking. I've been lacking, like, actually, do you know what? I could get this job done. Do you know what? I could actually do this. Like, I could go back to the gym. I could actually gain 500 new followers. Like, I am deserving of those things. I've lost that. I've lost the fact of being like, I am worth something. And I don't mean that's anyone's fault. It's absolutely my own doing. I feel like I just became in a headspace that was a little bitter, a little negative. And, you know, like I say, I like to sit and tell you when a product is shit. It's almost the selling point of my channel to tell you when something is shit and everybody seems to love it. But the honest truth is, I just felt like it was getting into my own head. And I needed to just get a bit more positivity in there. So I have actually found this quite useful. It seems like a really proactive way of manifestation. I am not into the, I'm going to make mood boards and I'm going to do that. I love myself a bullet journal. I love like writing lists down and getting things done. But what I will say is this is a really proactive way of just giving yourself a little bit of self-care and self-attention. And I don't mean by going and having a bath and putting a face mask on. I mean actually thinking about what you do and appreciating the things that you do and giving yourself a pat on the back for it. So I'm really enjoying this at the moment. The other book, which I have not started yet, I will probably give you a bit of a roundup of this next month if I get through 2 books in a month. I mean, who am I kidding? And then there's that mindset. I could get through 2 books in a month. I could do it. I will do it. Rather than being like, oh, that's never going to happen. That's the problem. I need to be less like, oh, I'm never going to do that. That's my problem. Anyway, this one is how to do the work. Recognize your patterns and heal from your past. Create yourself. Again, it kind of makes me squirm a little bit when I'm reading that title. But I do feel like there's a lot of things that I went through growing up, a lot of things in my past that I don't share on here. It's kind of mental health side of things. I obviously lost my dad 6 years ago. I've been living with chronic illness for the better part of 25 years. I also have had heart surgeries. I also have had a childhood that probably wasn't quite as normal as other people would think. Now, that's not me saying like any blame on any one person, but it wasn't a stereotypical, like sometimes it wasn't till maybe I got to university and got a bit older and started talking to other people, they were like, that never happened in my household. And I was like, what? What are you on about? Like, I thought that was just everybody. I thought everybody's house was like that. And there was a lot of stuff that happened that I feel like I need to actually address. I have been to therapy once, like a set of sessions, but I need to like actually revisit that. And I thought this book would be a good stepping stone to that. Anyway, with all that bump over, let's actually talk some beauty and skincare products. So, first of all, little update on the perioral dermatitis. It has improved greatly, but is still there. So I am going to be laying off the retinol till mid-April now. I have spoke to Dermatica and they are happy to do that. So I have been back into this, which is the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm B5. Something I used years and years ago for things like itchiness, sunburn, all that kind of stuff. And I have been using this as my nighttime cream. And I have to say, I think it has worked a treat when I've had really, really dry skin and itchy skin around my face and nose. So I'm very much back into this. This is a new tube. I haven't bought it for a few years, but very glad I've picked it up again. I've also been using this recently. This was actually sent to me in PR from Curel. I really enjoy Curel items, and this was a new one to me that they sent over. This is their anti-wrinkle hydrating serum. Why couldn't it just be a hydrating serum? Why has it got to be anti-wrinkle? Like, we're gonna get wrinkles. That's gonna happen. We're all getting in the same direction. What is it they say? Aging is a privilege because the alternative, death. It's not really worth it, is it? So anyway, I think this is very nice. It says it replenishes things like ceramides, helps reduce the appearance of fine lines and dryness. Essentially, as I get older, I do find that my dry skin is getting a little worse. And with what was going on around about my mouth and nose with the perioral dermatitis, I did feel like my skin was very dry. So this was a very nice addition. I took this away to Prague with me, and I think I've been using it now for about 10 days to 2 weeks, and I'm enjoying it. But I will come back to you and give you an update on whether or not I would purchase this with my own money, because this was sent to me. Another oldie but a really goodie is the Dr. Jart Tiger Grass Colour Correcting Treatment, sorry. This is the green one. Now, they do lots of different versions of this, the Psych Repair, but this is the green one in the tub. I bought this, and I have been buying it for years. It used to have SPF 30 in it when you bought it abroad in Sephora's. Now they have it here in the UK, and they seem to have removed the SPF of 30 from it. That's fine, because I always use an SPF of 50 every day in my skincare anyway, but I just kind of thought, would have been nice if they'd kept that in there. I don't know why they removed it. But the reason I've went back to this as my base on a daily is because of that redness that was caused by the perioral dermatitis. And I think it's a wonderful product. I just love it. And when I started reaching for it again every day, I was like, why did you put this down? Why did you put this down? If you're someone who has a lot of redness, rosaceas, stuff like that, this is a really nice product. I do not use it all over the face. I pretty much was just using it in this area and maybe across my chin to get rid of the redness, to colour correct. And then on the top, I maybe put on a concealer or what have you. But I don't use it all over like a foundation, but it is a very, very nice product. Okay, so moving on from there, let's talk makeup. I am going to tell you about the Perfect and Prep from Primark. I used this in my Primark video. There's a few Primark products here that are in that video actually, so I'm going to put it in the corner so you can see. I think this is really good. I think this is a really, really nice primer. It gives a little bit of hydration, but it gives a beautiful glow to the skin as well. It is a little bit more leaning to a pink glow than like that blue holographic type thing, which I feel like the original like MAC strobe cream could be a little blue. This is a little bit warmer than that. It's definitely more of a kind of pink to golden sheen, and I do think it is a lovely product. I want to say I think it would work on most skin tones, but obviously as someone who is as pale as a ghost, you know, that's a little bit rich coming from me. But I feel like there's no white cast when I put it on. That's it there. Can you see it like right up my arm here? It's not got a cast to it, but I would really need to see someone else trying it with a much deeper skin tone than mine to confirm that. But I do think it's one of these products that wouldn't leave any whiteness, just a beautiful glow instead. I'm doing this and you can't even see it, can you? Because I've put it all down this hairy bit of my arm, so the hairs are just fucking mattifying the cream. Anyway, other kind of face products. This here, the Lasting Perfection Hydrating Serum Concealer from Collection. I tried this out again, I think it was in that video, and I was like, oh, first impressions, I'm really enjoying this. On third, fourth, fifth impressions, this is not for me under the eyes. It just, I don't know if it was just when I was looking at it in different lights, because obviously when you're sitting here with bright lights on, things can look a lot more flattering. But on the daily, when I was using this, I was like, oh, this is a little drying. This is a little crepey. I don't know if I'm into this. So honestly, I'm kind of like, I will use this up, but I'm not in love with it. This here from NYX, the Bear With Me Concealer Serum, I have enjoyed this though. This is really nice, and I feel like this one didn't do a lot of spot coverage or redness coverage. It wasn't brilliant for things like that, like breakouts, but this one done both. And underneath the eyes, it's what I've got on again today, underneath the eyes, I feel like this is very nice. I picked up the shade Light, and I think it goes quite well. It's not one that I'm like, oh, that's a little too yellow for me. Oh, I'll need to deepen up and bronze with this one. This is a very, very good colour match for me. So I'm enjoying this one at the moment. I think it's got some sort of skincare properties. I think it worked a treat. It's very nice. Now, mascaras, I am going to talk about 3 mascaras. One I don't actually think I've mentioned on the channel yet, so hold on your horses. This one here from Primark, this is their PS Sweet Lashes or something like that. It's meant to be like the Charlotte Tilbury dupes, although she doesn't have any packaging like this. I think this is a really nice mascara. What I'm going to say is, I feel it's like a plastic wand, it's got a big curve on it and all this kind of stuff. I feel like it needs a lot of building. But it's a really nice mascara that's not going to build and get really clumpy. It's a mascara that stays very fluttery, long, spreading out the lashes. But it's not got a lot of volume to it. So if you're someone who's like, I need a little bit of both, this is definitely much more of a natural looking lash, even with it looking like this kind of, I don't know, this looks like a heavy duty mascara in the tube, but it's not. It's definitely much more of a pretty mascara. It is nice. I've not had any fall down with it, which is impressive, but I just feel like it's not quite got enough oomph for me. Again, I mentioned that. I think the brush, it's like there's too much product on one side. Like even when I've pulled that out there, it's like there's not enough product on the heavier side of it. It's like, I don't know if the product just doesn't fill the brush right. I don't know. But it's a nice mascara, but not one that I'm going to be putting into my top 10 or anything. This, however, really surprised me. This is from Avon. It's their legendary Lengths mascara. Now, Avon did send me over a few bits. They sent me this, they sent me a couple of lipsticks, some skincare, things like that as well. And I actually have 2 products here to talk about today. But the legendary Lengths, that's really difficult to say, mascara is absolutely beautiful. It's so nice. It's volumizing, but also lengthening, but it has one of those plasticky wands. It's not a particularly fancy wand. What I feel like this reminds me of is Roller Lash almost. I think this is a really good mascara. I really wasn't expecting anything from this mascara, and then I was like, oh, hello. And even when I was using other mascaras, say I'd put a different one on and I was trying something and I thought, that just hasn't given me enough oomph. Like this, for instance, a couple of coats of this over the top, and as someone who doesn't like clumpy mascara, this just adds a little something. This is just like, it's got volume, but it's not like out of control. It's the kind of mascara I like. Again, I either like a volumizing mascara that looks fluffy and full, or I like lengthening natural lashes, and this is a nice kind of in-betweeny one. I think this is a really, really good mascara. I was very, very impressed with this. I absolutely would have bought this again with my own money. I was very, very shocked because I think Avon have got a little bit of a bad rep. Like, they go, Avon lady calling. But this is very nice. The other product that I wanted to talk about was this, again, from Avon, and this is their Nude Suede matte lipstick, I want to say. I don't think this is like a derivative of like, what do you call it, True Colour or Colour Trend. Do you remember all those things? I'm pretty sure Colour Trend was one of the first makeups I was ever bought as a teenager. But this is just a lovely, lovely matte lipstick. It's beautiful, in fact. It's so, so nice. And as a nude, actually is a really, really nice colour. That is it there. And on my lips, sometimes nudes can look really, really chalky and really, really pale and a little bit like I'm a corpse. This has enough warmth in it that it's a nude, but also a little pinky orangey that I can pull it off. This is a very nice lipstick. I would be very intrigued to try other colours of this because the formula is beautiful. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the other mascara. So this is the Telescopic Extra Black from L'Oreal. I bought the telescopic lift one, very like scandalous, from Michaela over on TikTok, and oh, does she wear lashes, doesn't she wear lashes, all that kind of stuff. And actually I bought this one, which is the original telescopic lift. Look, the wand is so tiny. And I feel like the telescopic lift one I did not enjoy. I thought it was shit, I'm not gonna lie. The flat brush at one side, and oh, it was fiddly, it was finicky. Yeah, okay, it was okay once I put it on my lash, but I just felt like, what is the need for this? Just give me a circular, cylindrical brush. I don't fucking need a flat brush on one side, it's ridiculous. Anyway, this is the original, as I say, and it's a very, very tiny plastic wand. The only thing I will say with this is like, can get like right into the base here and pull up through the lashes, but at risk of jabbing yourself in the eye. But this one, the original one that is the extra black, I preferred 10th amount to the one that was the lift one. I did not enjoy that. I have another couple of Primark products here, and this is the PS Cream Blusher in peach. It's never peach in its life. It's definitely much more of like an orange coral colour, but it's fucking lovely. Absolutely lovely. £3.50 this is. £3.50. It's lush. It's really nice. The rose one, I'm not so keen on. It's a different texture. I'm not really into the colour. This one, however, very, very good. And here is the cream eyeshadow, the PS Cream eyeshadow. This is a little bit like, I'm on the fence about this one. Because when you put it on its own and you just like sweep it across the lip, it's nice. It's a nice one and done shadow. It is a beautiful colour. The metallic effect is fantastic. And I think this one, again, I don't have the price on this one. I want to say it was like between £2 and £4, right? It wasn't over that. And I just am a little bit like, it is disappointing because it does crease. I've tried it with shadow over it. I've tried to like set it down almost with a similar colour, but it does crease. If you're someone who's got loads of lid space and very, very minimal like hood, then maybe this would be for you because it's very, very beautiful. But if you're someone who does have like a hood or like a crease line here, I've got quite a lot of lid space, but as I get older, this is getting heavier. That's just the way of it. But if you do have like a lot of lid space and you don't have a lot of hood, this might be for you, but unfortunately otherwise it is going to crease. I can't find a way to make it not crease, which is a shame because as a product on its own, it is a very beautiful colour. 2 more lipsticks. I've been loving loads of lip products this month. One is from Give, which is Gwen Stefani's brand, and I picked this up in TK Maxx. I believe this lipstick is normally like £30 or something, £28 or something like that. I can't remember. It was in dollars. I don't remember. This is, what are they called? The Original Me lipsticks. These are the matte ones that she has. That is it there. And I got this in Lovable Me. So there's lots of different kind of whatever kind of me version that she does. Again, I was like, I just want to try it because everything that had came out from Give Beauty, I think that's how you pronounce it, I hadn't felt there was anything enough for me to be excited about to make an order from across the pond. So when I seen stuff in TK Maxx, I was like, yoink, thanks very much. I only paid £11.99 for this as opposed to the 30 quid or whatever it is. That is it there, as you can see. It is a colour that is right up my street. I did do a little mini review over on Instagram of this product. What I will say is, if you are like a Gwen Stefani fan and you really want to try this, then it is a very nice lipstick. It's a beautiful matte, satin matte kind of lipstick. There's a nice bit of warmth to it. It's got that kind of nude, but also a little deeper, so it looks a little vampy. I like it. I like it a lot. It wears down quite well because it's a natural colour. It doesn't look ridiculous when it starts to wear down. It's not got loads of stain power, but it's not horrific either. Would I pay the full 28 quid for this one and get it shipped and all that kind of stuff as well? No, probably not. I don't think it's wowed me enough to do that, but the packaging is quite nice. And if you're I'm a big No Doubt fan. Not so much Gwen Stefani fan, but No Doubt, loved them in my youth, was a big ska fan. But I just feel like Give is a little boring. And she's brought out, what do you call it? Liquid eyeshadows recently as well. And I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, Gwen, but it's been done now. I'm not too sure what's going on with the brand. I don't know where they're going, but this didn't wow me enough to want to try anything else. I then have this from ELF, which is their O-Face lipsticks. I have to say, this is impressive. This is really nice. Now, this is £9 a lipstick. And when I say that, I think it's quite expensive. They're very similar colours. This one is the O-Face and this one is the Gwen one. This one is darker. Now you think a £9 lipstick from ELF, that's pretty pricey. Nearly a tenner for an ELF product. But I was watching some the other day my friend Kat put me onto, and actually it was great. It was someone who kind of designs products for beauty companies, and what she was saying is that actually this here, they have like a magnetic closure, right? You can't actually get it to go on this way because the magnets are like repelling each other, so it has to close a certain way. That is a lot of money to put into a component. And we see other brands do it like Vive, Tom Ford, whoever else. The magnetic closure type thing is actually quite a lot to do in production. So she was impressed by that and the fact that the bullet itself has the kind of print of ELF on it. Like this isn't just being made in some factory where they all have the same molds. They've had to have the molds made, and the actual bit that the bullet comes in, I'll actually show you because I think the Gwen one, okay, so first of all, Gwen's doesn't have a magnet, but the Gwen bullet here, can you see this? Can you see how the Gwen one is white here and the ELF one is black? That actually, like, I'm not saying it makes it look cheap, I don't really care, but that costs more money to do. There's actually like way more lipstick in the bullet for the ELF as well. I'm just looking at them side by side now. From the point of like that bit, the Gwen one is like a lot smaller. But there's obviously been more production put into this, and I have to say the lipstick itself is really, really nice. It is a bit more of like a satin finish. There's definitely a sheen to this one, as the Gwen one is like completely matte. It's comfortable. Is it got loads of stain power? Again, not like a phenomenal amount of stain power, but again, as I've always said, lipsticks are not going to last forever. Like if you're eating, if you're drinking, if you're kissing someone, whatever it is, they're not going to last forever. I don't know why these claims were ever made about lipstick. Who actually fucking cares? So, put that on, reapply it, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to do, blot your lipstick. I think these are really good. I am impressed with these ELF. I am enjoying them. I'm not going to run to get a million other shades because I have a million lipsticks, but I think these are really nice. Now, eyeshadow palettes that I've been using this month. This one here, I took away to Prague with me. I am currently doing like however many looks, one face, one palette type thing. I'm doing a reel for Instagram and currently a video for YouTube. Now this look today is like an amped up version of the look that I actually done on YouTube, but I will take photos and put them all in the video. This is the palette here. I have shown you this before. This is a fantastic palette. Unfortunately, Cosmic Brushes are completely sold out of all of their palettes at the moment, but if you do see this come back on, it is £18 for a £20 palette. The formulas are beautiful, the mattes are creamy and so easy to blend. The duochromes, I feel like, not duochromes, there's like a couple of multi-chromes and then there's a shifty one and then there's shimmers. The shimmers are gorgeous. Duochrome one, here, this one here, the pink one is lovely, and the two multi-chromes, I would say those three are almost that squishy kind of an eyeshadow, so just be aware of that if you're not into that kind of thing. But overall, this is a beautiful palette. I took it to Prague with me. I probably leaned a little bit more on the green theme because some of the clothes I took with me were like khaki and things like that. But this can be a really simple neutral palette as well. And today, my eye look is clearly a plummy purple look and it was made with this palette. So very, very versatile, very much enjoying this. I'm going to do like a yellow look through the week as well. Phenomenal palette. Brilliant little indie brand. I look forward to seeing more from them. And this here is the BH Lost in Los Angeles palette. I kind of mentioned this as well. I am absolutely fucking shocked at how pigmented these shadows are. I kind of mentioned the fact that the BH formula I really, really loved, but I haven't tried it for years now. I have to say, this is fucking brilliant. This is so good. The only thing I would say is I feel like the colour story is a little off. There's some in there that I'm just like, I don't know what I would use that with. Rush Hour, for instance, is a frosty, like almost aqua blue. I'm not too sure about that one. And this one here, Starstruck, is like a straight up yellow gold. Like yellow gold. I would have preferred if this one had just been like a pastel yellow. Like, why have we got a yellow gold in there? There's also like a really deep khaki golden colour too that is just a little odd. I don't know why that's there. The colour story is a little strange, but see, for the pastel colours and a couple of the shimmers that are in it, like Sunset Boulevard, absolutely gorgeous, The Hills and the City of Angels, these shimmers are stunning. And again, a very, very affordable palette. Very, very nice, very much enjoying. Now lastly, I have two hair products. I kind of did mention this one. This is the Pro Filler for Fine Hair from John Frieda. Don't waste your money. Just don't waste your money. I really like John Frieda products. I think they're very nice. I have tried loads of thickening and like voluminizing sprays over the years because I have very fine hair. I don't think this does anything. I have one over there by Kristen S that I felt like gave me it at a blow dry, but then after a few hours I felt like my hair was flat again. I have a mousse over there from Schwarzkopf that I felt again was like, woof, really, really big and kept the volume in my hair. I've tried loads of these kind of things over the years. This one, I literally don't think it does anything. I don't see any difference after I blow dry my hair with this, so don't waste your money. And finally, the Lee Stafford dry shampoo. It leaves a lot of white cast. I'm gonna just spray it on the now. Can you see that? It leaves a lot of white cast, but it's not too bad. It does go away, but what I will say is I feel like as if, you can see, I've just white casted my bloody head, haven't I? It's not the best at going away. There's definitely still, I feel like I now look like a granny. Like, it's still there. You might not see it in the camera as much, but in day-to-day life, I'm like, it just straight up looked like I have dry shampoo in my head, which isn't really the look I'm going for a lot of the time. But what I will say as well is, this is definitely one of these dry shampoos that is like clean. Like, makes your hair feel really clean and soft. I don't want that from a dry shampoo. I want grit, because as I've already said, I have fine hair. So I want it to clean my hair and not look as greasy, but I also want it to leave a little bit of, so when you do this to your hair, woof, it just makes it a little bigger. This one does not do that. It is definitely one for work days, I would say, when I'm back at work this week. Just cleans your hair as opposed to making it have any grit to it, which is a little disappointing. And I said, and finally there, but I haven't spoke about the Merit products. I'm not going to pull all of these out. I have a whole video on these products. What I am going to tell you is though, that once I put that video up, I did take all of these products to Prague with me. This and that palette. I think that was it. Maybe I took that elf lipstick as well. But I have to say, my views on this has not changed at all. I think these products are lovely. They are on the pricey side, but they are so, so nice. So nice. I've been using them pretty much consistently. Almost daily, I've used at least one of them, and I think they are so good. So I'm not going to go into great details about it, but that's just a little update for you. I will continue to use them. I'll tell you if any of my thoughts change on it, but overall, I think this brand is pretty good, really up my street. I'm enjoying it. So that is where I'm going to leave it for this one. Let me know what your favourites have been this month. Have you tried any of this stuff? Do you want to give any of a go? Let me know. Or have you found ways to use them? And I'm saying, you know, like, oh, this didn't work for me. Have you found a way to use them to make them work for you? Let me know. But I have to now go because my memory card is almost full and I need to go and pick Jack up. So I will see you all again in the next one. Bye.